sitting here, two things which came into my mind. This run in such a way as to get the prize. And I put it in such a run is the race. That's what we are into, right? And in such a way, that's the action. That's the action in such a way. And as to get, that to get is the goal or the aim. And prize is the reward. Four things which we see over there. First is the race. In such a way is the action. To get is the goal or the aim. And prize is the reward. Four things we have to do in order to come. Three things we have to do in order to come to the fourth one. Now, here the Paul is saying here that in order to run a race, he says, knowing not, in verse 24, knowing not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize, so run that he may obtain. And then he says that every man that striveth or agonizes himself for the mastery is in self-control of all things, or self-discipline. Without agonizing and being self-disciplined, the person who is going to run the race is talking about the Olympics race or the Ethiopians race which was going on during that time. Paul was aware of that. And he knew what it takes for a runner to win, to run the race. And he said that he has to agonize. He has to have self-control. You will not see any runner who is fat. Have you seen anybody fat like that? No, right? So when you run, you have to discipline your body, right? And for that, those who are running in Olympics, for months, every Olympic is what, every 4 years? So before the Olympic starts, they start 4 years before they start the training. And they train in such a way that they are fit to run the race. And when they start running, because they have disciplined themselves, they have agonized for that particular race, they start running. Now, in Olympics, you see those who participate in the running race or a different kind of swimming or whatever is there, they come from different countries, right? We are also coming from one country and we are having people. We are also in a race. But everyone who comes with a goal. What is it? To get either silver, gold, silver or bronze. It's not that they come, knowing that I don't have the record in running, I will be left behind and I will not get the prize. No, he comes there, he says, I'm going to break the record. And they want to win. So there is a goal to win. But in order to run the race, there has to be an action or a discipline in your own life. And then that goal is to win. Now I was thinking about it, in Christian race, because here, let's go to Hebrews chapter 12, that also is a little, I don't think so, I have so many things to say, but I will not be able to complete it. But let's see verse 1 and 2. Verse 1, 2 and 3. I just read it for in the Bible, Hebrews 12. Wherefore, seeing you also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Here also, it says the race that is set before us. And then looking unto Jesus, when you are running, you have to look unto Jesus. Because without looking unto Jesus, you will never be able to complete the race. And then he says, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the same, and is set at the right hand of God, right hand of the throne of God. For consider him that endured such a contradiction of sinner against himself, lest he be wearied and faint in your mind. Here it says, let us run the race with patience, the race that is set before us. And then in running that race, we have to look unto Lord Jesus Christ. Now, There is a difference between Olympic running, such type of or any other type of competition. That's not only Olympics. There are many of them races going on in different parts of the world. And there is a difference between spiritual race. I was thinking about it. Those who want to run Olympic race or be a swimming going to the swimming competition or different, so many sports are there in Olympics. Everybody has to strive, have to discipline themselves in that particular area where they want to compete. They start 4 years before. And for 4 years, very rigorous training, disciplining themselves. And then they come on the day of Olympics. And the day the race is there or their events are there. And they participate. Now for the runners, they have been disciplining themselves in their diets, the way they do things. So they fit daily running, counting the time, how much time it takes for them to run this much. So after disciplining and everything they do outside the race, they are doing it not in the race. They are doing it outside. And after doing that, they are coming into the race, right? Now, if a Christian has to run a race, and if they do it outside the race, they discipline themselves. They have a rigorous way they do things and say, I want to be fit for this race, Christian race. You know what? They are coming on their own words. Do you understand what I am saying? I did everything, now I want to run the race. Lord says, I don't need you. You are not saved by works. You are saved by grace. So if you want to do all this thing and run the race, you are not fit for it. You understand? So earthly race and spiritual race is different. You don't prepare outside and then you come inside and start running. No. And that's what I heard. Many of them want to get baptized, right? And they want to become a little better before they baptize. I also was one of them, I said, no, I'm not ready for baptism because I think it's wrong. But somehow there's something happened and I got baptized. But then later, as reading the Word of God, I thank God I was born again, but I baptized immediately because that's the Word of God says. I'm never going to be better any day in my life, even till I die. I won't say, now I'm best, now let me go and, no, I've never been. I have been saved by grace, and by grace only I am going to be baptized. Nothing else. So that's important, So in the Christian race, there is no outside preparation. All the preparation is inside the race. When you are born again, you are already entered into the race. Whether you want to run or don't want to run, that's not God's problem. You are already there. Then you start running. Then you start preparing so that you can run and go to the end and finish it up. What is the end? At the end of our life. That's when we die. After that, there is no way you can run. Till you die, from the day you are born again, you are entered into the race. You have to run the race. And there, your discipline starts. There, your agonizing starts. Now, those who run the race, we have seen marathon race. We have in New York, we have a big marathon. It starts from Arizona Bridge, and it always holds me not to go on the Lord's Day because I can't cross the Arizona Bridge. And I go to another church there where my daughter goes. But when they run, there are many of them, they come for fun. Many of them, they don't want to do this. Halfway there and they go off. Some of them, they start fast. Very fast, and they go much ahead of the one who's going to win. But as they run fast, what happens? They get exhausted. And they give up. But those who really want to run the race, it's a speedy, slowly and steady, they will run. Run. And when the time is coming near, They run is faster. So they go and win. Now Paul is saying, is thinking about these games and he's saying that you run, you win the prize. But in Christian race, nobody is going to get the first prize, Everybody gets the prize. When you run a marathon, no doubt the first and the second get a prize. But if you complete the race, then also they give you a certificate, that you did run the race this year and you get something in your hand to know that you completed the race. So our Christian life, our Christian race is very much important. We cannot do anything which is of our own self. And we run a race, so there should be some kind of action within that race. So we want to know what are those actions, What are those actions which will help me to go all the way to the end that I may get the prize. Because if there is no goal, you won't be able to run properly. So when you enter the race, as you have been already put into the race, you have to have an action which will help you to get that goal completed and win prize. So we want to see few things, So here we see running is always forward. There is no backward run. I still remember my daughter when she was young, we went to India and there was a race and she ran on the other direction. She was so small. In Christian race there is no backward run. It's always forward. Yes, you can become stagnant. In one place you can stand for a long time. That is, you are not running the race. Something has crept into your life. Something, as we were talking yesterday, some words were sown and some were choked by the cares of this world, the things of this world, the relation, the problems and other things. And we are at one place not running. But we have to come out from that. There has to be action in our life. So the race is always forward. Now, what is the discipline in your life? The greatest, even without seeing, there are so many self-discipline I am looking at here, which the Lord showed me, which I have to bring before you. That discipline will help you to run the race.